I'm not going to go into detail about how I know Dwight Howard because I just feel like my point was never to expose him or to prove that I knew him or prove that we did anything. You know, that was never really the point. You feel what I'm saying? The point has always been that I was sexually harassed, threatened, yelled homophobic slurs at, called a faggot in a wig, and bitch, this is not a fucking wig. The only thing I wanted was a relationship at that time. When shit went left, I said, now lean back. Now lean back.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. Tonight, I'm gonna give you the latest scoop, and if you wanna hear the juicy details, well, you know what you gotta do. Keep on watching. Okay, so over the weekend, there was a person who came forward to say that they were in a relationship with Dwight Howard. A lot of people confuse this person to be a transgender because they had like weave and everything, like wearing like a wig and stuff.
A lot of people been confusing my sexuality and my misgendering me. I'm not a transgender. I'm a gay man. I'm not transgender. You know, I have hair, I have real hair. Yes, I wear weave, you know, and stuff like that or whatever. But, you know, I'm not transgender at all. So a lot of transgender people were reaching out to me like, yo, can you please confirm that or let people know? Because, you know, it's like a label. Just because you see somebody with hair, they're transgender. I'm not transgender.
So, I mean, I automatically assume that, like, if a person is dressing up, like, in, you know, wearing wigs and weaves and stuff like that, that they are, you know, transgender. But you learn something new every day. Anyway, so it turns out that the person who came forward is a gay male who talked about having a relationship with Dwight Howard. I talked about this on my other channel and I broke down all of the receipts that this person had and everything like that. But they have now done a live stream and I'm going to talk about it a little more on this channel so that you guys can be up to speed on everything that is going on. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be going back and forth from Mason's Twitter to his live stream to kind of paint the narrative and give you guys the details on what Mason is saying. But before I get into more footage of the live and before I read to you guys what was on his Twitter, I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory of who Mason is. So basically, last year there was accusations from Mason that Playboy Cardi was trying to get at him and he showed like DMs and everything that was supposed to be Playboy Cardi allegedly hollering at him, telling him that, you know, he wanted to get at him and stuff. So when this all went down, DJ Academics actually reached out to Playboy Cardi's ex-girlfriend at the time, and she was actually friends with Mason, and she kind of spilled the tea on what happened with the whole scenario on whether Cardi was gay or not. She said that Mason was pretty much just all about the clout and trying to get clout by any means necessary.
So I had a friend who he's kind of popping in Atlanta. He's like this gay guy, wears weave type shit. He wasn't like, I mean, he was my friend. Like I only hung out with him twice in person and he was cool, except he just like really is into like this, like being famous and clout. And like, we actually ended up stop being friends because he said I didn't support him and like his pictures enough.
So then she goes on to say the reason why she believes that it's not true is because Mason hit her up with a long paragraph trying to set Cardi up and hitting her up trying to come up with a plan to set Cardi up pretty much and expose him.
Mason, he texted me saying, so what's the plan? Like on some setup shit.
Wait, the gay guy texted you?
Yes, like I didn't talk to him in like months since.
Okay, so that was just a quick snippet from DJ Academic's interview that he had with Playboy Cardi's ex-girlfriend about Mason when he tried to expose Playboy Cardi for being gay. And according to her, Playboy Cardi isn't gay and that, you know, her and Mason fell out because she wasn't liking his photos enough and, you know, he just wanted like attention and things like that. But then on the flip side, there are people who think that there is truth to his story because maybe he was dealing with them and he could could be about the clout, but that doesn't mean that, that didn't happen. It just means that he's using these situations that he really was in to get clout off of. People are looking at it one of two ways. They're also looking at it like it could be some truth when it comes to Dwight Howard, because he had a butt injury just last month. And this was reported by Yahoo Sports. A lot of people were like, oh, so maybe that's really why he had a butt injury. I'm going to give y'all a little scoop on this article. And then I'm going to jump into this Mason and Dwight tea. But I just want to give y'all all the scoop so that y'all can form y'all opinion and let you guys know why the internet is swayed on this topic. So anyways, Yahoo Sports reported back in October, Dwight Howard's back soreness turned out to be a butt injury. It says Dwight Howard has been sidelined with an injury to his piriformis muscle. Washington Wizards center Dwight Howard got some mixed news on the injury that has kept him out during the preseason. On the one hand, the issue isn't serious. On the other hand, it's definitely more embarrassing. Turns out Dwight Howard wasn't dealing with back soreness after all. It was actually his butt that was the source of his discomfort, according to Shams Charania. Okay, so from Shans Karania Twitter account, it says, sources on @the_Athletic_NBA @Watch Stadium, Washington Wizards center Dwight Howard visited a specialist in New York and has piriformis injury, which is a muscle in the buttocks. The injury isn't serious and Howard will continue treatment. So anyway, so basically he had a butt injury, and this was all of last month that this was one of the reasons why he had to sit out in the game. So when this news surfaced that he allegedly had this ex-boyfriend, there was people, like I said, who thought that it was fake, but then it was people who was recounting to this butt injury, and they were saying that this probably was, connected. I just wanted to give y'all the backstory on what I heard, just so that you guys can form your opinion and understand why people are on the fence. Now, let's jump into this Mason tea. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to start with Mason's first tweet that he posted when he started to paint the narrative of this situation. And then I'm going to flip into the live and go back and forth. So his first tweet says, I was afraid to speak, but today my life was threatened after I was sexually harassed, threatened, and manipulated by someone I respected. My ex-boyfriend, NBA player Dwight Howard, and his camp also catfished by his disrespectful pastor. So this is his words. These are his words saying that, Dwight was his ex-boyfriend. Before we start, I just need to say this is really about his team and his crooked pastor threatening my life over an unsigned NDA, and he has been trying to intimidate me into taking hush money for what they did to me.
I'm not going to go into detail about how I know Dwight Howard, because I just feel like my point was never to expose him or to prove that I knew him or prove that we did anything. That was never really the point. You feel what I'm saying? The point has always been that I was sexually harassed, threatened, yelled homophobic slurs at, called a faggot in a wig, and bitch, this is not a fucking wig. Okay? And, I was called a knockoff tranny. I was told that I don't have tranny money. Tranny's a slur, but I'm just repeating what was said to me. What else? I was told that I'm playing with hot fire and that, they have money. The difference between me and them is that they have money to handle me. Okay? It was a lot of shit that I have so many fucking hours of recording. So let me get one thing fucking straight, too. A lot of people are saying if you trusted somebody, why would you record them? Now, I need to be careful when I say this. When you're talking to somebody for a minute and you know them, and then there's a change in, how they're acting and things that they're saying, and then you realize that you might really end up how the other people were. Baby mothers, girlfriends, 16-year-olds that you're getting pregnant, you're paying them off, making them have abortions and shit like that or whatever. When you realize that a person is capable of doing you wrong, you gotta have your back. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna have your back more than you're gonna have your back. You feel what I'm saying? So
let me hop back on over to his Twitter account where he first details on meeting him and then how these recordings came about and what they were about and why he recorded them. Let's jump into that, and then I'm going to hop back on over to the live. I met Dwight a while back at Wild 'N Out, to be exact. We made eye contact, and a week later, he was in my DMs. I'm used to dealing with celebrities, so I automatically told him, hit me from his Finsta fake page, so our conversation wouldn't get leaked. I mean, he is a legend. This is the first time I've ever heard of a Finsta. When this story broke, I never, like, all the new lingo, I'll be so far behind. I mean, I'm literally playing catch up. But anyway, so Mason told Dwight, allegedly, according to him, that, I don't want this to get out. I don't want people to get, this convo. So let's talk on our Finstas, which is, their fake Instas. Anyways, conversation started, escalating to nudes being sent, escalated to me blowing his mind and him calling me every night on Instagram video chat. Time went by and Ish started getting serious. He was fine, 6'11", goofy, very charming, no wife and never been married. So of course I was interested. I kept it real with him and he kept it real with me about everything except one thing. Fast forward, I'm finally face to face with Dwight, and after that day, from my understanding, we had an understanding. So I'll just upload the screen record here just in case his team decides to lie. Ain't no girl gonna ask you this. So I guess according to him, he talked to the team and the team allegedly said that they were going to say that Dwight thought it was a girl. So this was his proof that their interaction wasn't the interaction of one with a female, and because a female would not care about if he was into trans or even assume that he was into trans or gays or anything like that. So this is the receipts that he provided to show. A lot of people assume that these were fake DMs. And so he then further tried to prove that this was in fact a real DM.
It out, guys. The DM is definitely real. It's not fake. It's not photoshopped. I do not know how to Photoshop anything. Neither here or there. That was never my point. I never wanted to prove that I knew Dwight. I just wanted to prove that his pastor is definitely harassing and sexually harassing me on Dwight's behalf, and Dwight is not doing anything about it besides sitting there laughing, thinking that the situation is funny. I reached out to him many times, and that was basically that. The DM is not fake. It's definitely real. I mean, what's next?
So then he decided to uncover phone conversations, and he's like, fast forward, he's in season and I was unable to travel to every game, but every night he called me and pretty much same old same. So this is a voice recording of their conversation and their interaction.
I want to build the consistency of normalcy. You know what I mean? Not talking about other people, not getting into all that other stuff. Not, you don't have to feel threatened. Like, first of all, I'm not going to jeopardize my life, my career, and everything that I work for. And I do have people that I love genuinely that depend on me that I'm going to have to take care of in life. So, regardless of what hailstorm that I ever have to face, like, there's some things that you don't compromise your integrity of just doing the right thing, even when other people don't. That's just, so I say all that to say that, you don't have a reason to be feeling like is your life in jeopardy, talking to me. And then vice versa. I don't want to feel like that.
I don't know what Dwight Howard sounds like, so I can't say if that's actually him on the tape. But according to Mason, that's Dwight. So then he says, so I find out that he is basically sleeping with someone else. And here's how that went. So this is another voice recording of that interaction.
Close-minded people, everybody has free will and free liberty to be who they are. You know, and people that oppose against that, you know, that's their issues, and they have to deal with.
But that's not what I'm saying, Dwight. And you know that that's not what I'm saying. Okay, you're trying to.
But what I'm saying is that no. But what I'm saying is that you're asking me a question to be very transparent and vulnerable with you. But that goes back to trust too. Like I want to be able to trust you without it being a hostile environment or an issue between me and you. Like before all this other stuff came into play, I definitely didn't feel that way. But now, you know, like I'm not. So it's like I don't know what's what. You know, so I think that the same way that you're saying, like, okay, you're confused, I am too. So it's like, you know, I just wanna.
I didn't record anybody from the beginning. I began to record when something was said to me. And I'm not going to tell you what was said, but something very crazy was said. And it made me very leery. And I was like, you know what? I got to definitely have my fucking back. Because I'm not going, you know. And look, I'm accused of extortion. Accused of fucking extortion. So if I didn't have my record that I have, the many hours of them, then what? I would have been labeled on the internet as a clout chaser, a faggot in a wig, that's chasing and stalking athletes. I'm trying to extort motherfuckers for money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would have been being dragged. You know? So like I said, I'm not going to get into the detail. I just wanted to really speak about Exhibit 1 Live. Because I told you guys on Twitter, every time something is said, I'm going to come back with the proof and we're going to shut that shit the fuck down. Because a lot of motherfuckers is used and they're comfortable, you know, with doing people dirty, and they're used to paying people off, closing their mouth and shit like that. I'm not that bitch. I'm not that bitch. You know, you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to play me. You're not going to lie on me and get away with it. You feel what I'm saying? You get what you give. So we're going to get into it.
So then he goes on to say, so this is how that damn conversation went. Typical guy lying. I didn't mind cheating, but you're allegedly at transgender sex parties, sticking your penis in everyone raw. Okay, Magic Johnson 2.0 with amnesia.
Out there, and you're going to sex. You know, it's HIV out there. It's herpes out there. It's other STDs out there. And you're going to sex parties fucking people raw. Like, what type of fucking man did your mother raise you to be a man like that? Did your father raise you to be a man like that?
My gosh.
Yeah, my gosh. That's all you can say. And you know that I'm not lying, because if I was lying, you would say, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. You're lying. And you know I'm not lying. Just keep it real.
Most people have to fight for credibility of who they are. I don't have to do that when I know who I am.
No. Oh my God. I literally have been speaking to you for, oh my God. I've been speaking to you for some time now, Dwight. I've been speaking to you for some time now, Dwight. I sent you nudes of me, Dwight. I sent you nudes in general, Dwight. You told me that you wanted to be fucked in your ass, Dwight. You told me that you want to suck dick, Dwight. You have been flirting, Dwight. You knew what I was, Dwight. So what the fuck are you talking about? Am I lying?
I don't remember none of that.
Oh, you got amnesia. Oh my God, you have amnesia. That's a damn shame, Dwight.
My relationship with Dwight pretty much was over in my eyes, especially after he threatened to beat the ish out of me. Of course, I'm mouthy and threatened him back and said harsh things. So this is where the story begins. So one day I started getting private calls. I was told that it was Dwight. I entered a couple conversations, but turns out it was not Dwight. I began to be stalked and harassed by this person for days. They even called from Russia.
I just want to make sure that we understand what extortion is, and also understand that this faggot in the wig ain't asked for no money. Okay? The first thing I said was, What haven't I been honest with you about? I kind of, it's like I was chipping that in and out, but that's the first thing I said was, I know somebody said them fingers, child. Yeah, I do. I bite my nails. Shit, I've been biting my nails like fucking crazy now, but I'm about to play it.
I've been honest with you about it. Hold on. First of all,
I'm gonna play it again.
asking for the whole issue because somebody, if we get past that, and you tell me that after going past the first of all the trauma, and you tell me, I didn't do that to you. I'm a real person. I don't get down like that. I want to get to know you. I like you, and all of this stuff. And then when I'm sitting up here, and I told you to the gate yesterday, I said, okay, and when you go to the next level, we're gonna have some things in place.
Okay, so he said, in order to go to the next level, we have to put some things in place.
Why? Because it takes care of you, and it takes care of you.
Then he said, why? Because it takes care of you and it takes care of me. So while I'm listening to it, I'm like, we gonna play.
I'm not signing no non-disclosure. That's out of the door. It's not about that. It's not about the phone. I'm not signing shit.
Then he said, I didn't ask you to sign a non-disclosure, but then he's continuing. I didn't ask you to sign a non-disclosure, and then without you being covered. So that was the first audio, okay? The first fucking audio. So let's get on to the second one.
I don't need money from you. If you want to give me money to keep my mouth closed, I like money. I wouldn't mind that. But I'm not gonna sit here and pressure you and say, bitch, I want $40,000 fucking dollars to keep my fucking mouth closed. I want $1 million to keep, like, that's not me. What I wanted from you was respect. What I wanted from you was loyalty. What I wanted from you was for you to open up. What I wanted for you was to be yourself. To be yourself, to be honest. That's what I like. I like to get to know people for who they are. That is what attracts me, no matter if they're fucking insane. I've dealt with crazy. I've dealt with insane. I've had people try to put their fucking...
And then it stops. Okay, so I'm going to explain that. I think that was before that was a day or two before the other one. They kept telling me what was my price. That's what happened. They kept saying, and I say they because, you know, I'm not going to speak on that. I'm going to wait for them to, because I know what they're going to say because they told me everything that they were going to do and say if I didn't give up my audio and all of this stuff. So I'm not going to speak on that. I'm going to just say they. They told me what was my price. That was my response.
Okay, so that was Mason kind of trying to break down how all of the events happened. And let me jump back to the Twitter where he says that Dwight Howard's pastor allegedly started to threaten him and tried to get him to give him all of these things and insulting him and making him fear for his life, all of this stuff. So let me go to his Twitter and read you guys that. So it says, Calvin works for Dwight, and Calvin began to get irate, disrespectful, and homophobic as I continued to deny his hush money and said I wasn't signing the NDA. He tried to insult my intelligence, telling me Dwight doesn't know me, and I never spoke to Dwight despite me meeting him. So I guess Mason is saying, look, he's trying to tell me that I don't know him when in fact I actually met him. And this is the audio that follows that receipt.
We know what you got in Photoshop. How we know what you are? We can check. No, we're going to expose you. You up to catch this. And at the end of the day, how we know what you got in Photoshop? How we know what you are? We can't even believe what you are. You a goddamn man with a wig on. We can't even believe your personality. Let alone what the heck you doing.
Wow.
You're a goddamn freak. That's what you are. You a freak and the truth ain't in you.
Wow.
Now, the next faggot that you lay down with, bend over and tell him that.
Wow.
There ain't nobody gonna bump with you. You done lost your cotton picking mind.
Wow.
That's why you never talked to Dwight, sucker. That's why you never heard from Dwight, sucker. That's why you ain't never been flown nowhere. Because if you knew anything about Dwight, he doesn't have an appetite. That's for women. If you don't fit that deal, that's a hard pill to swallow, boy.
No, it's not. I can respect
Yes,
it.
it is, son. Yes, it is, son. So
I can respect it. But you see how upset you are?
So ain't no button up and Shut up.
So then he goes on to say that, you know, he started feeling threatened for his life because allegedly this pastor, who is supposed to be Dwight Howard's pastor, was telling him like he knows where he lives and he gonna have to find a new residence and all of this and that and the third. And this is that interaction. It says, allegedly Calvin and Dwight's camp began to tell me the things like, we know where you are. We are watching you. We saw what building you came out of, and even went as deep as to telling me you gonna find a new resident. So here is part of that audio.
You continue to say that I live in Atlanta, but first of all, I don't live. You continue to say that I live in Atlanta, but I don't live in Atlanta. I live in New York, so that's how I know that you really don't know where I'm at.
You're gonna find a resident because you're playing sick game.
I'm gonna find a new residence. I don't live. You continue to say that I live in Atlanta, but I don't live in Atlanta. I live in New York, so that's how I know that you really don't know where I'm at.
You're gonna find a resident because you're playing sick game.
I'm gonna find a new residence. If they kept saying they were gonna give me money to keep my mouth closed, give me money in exchange for the audios and different things like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I want you guys to keep in mind, I did not start recording any conversations until something was said to me that triggered me into being like, you know what? I really gotta watch my back. I really gotta cover my ass. I'm not going to say what was said. I said this in the beginning. I'm not going to say what was said. However, something was said, and we're not going to get into that right now. That's when I started to record. I let them know that I was recording. Okay? So that was the second one. I said, I don't mind, like, you know, you claim that you want to give me money. I don't mind you giving me money, but, you know, that's not what I wanted. I wanted you to be respectful. I wanted, like, and this was, I believe that this was after we stopped talking. Like, all of this stuff happened after we stopped talking, and then that's when they try to push the fucking non-disclosure on me and shit. I'm like, nigga, if we stop fucking talking, it is what it is. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it wasn't a non-disclosure in the beginning. It's not going to be no non-disclosure in the end. So that's something that I said, because, you know, I'm extorting, quote unquote, allegedly. And this is another recording. This is the last one. And I forgot what this one about. I got so damn many.
What is it that you want? That's what I want.
What is it that you want? Hold on, let's go back, bitch. We gotta get the fuck back. Bring that shit the fuck back. In the beginning, if you guys didn't hear, he said, what is it that you want? We're talking, he's asking me, what do I want in exchange, like, for, I don't fucking know. I'm confused at this point, but what is it that I want? Like, what can he give me to take my voice?
What is it that you want? That's what I want. Don't listen what I'm asking you what you want. That's not extortion. I'm asking you what you want.
Let's go back. This was the main one. You heard that, guys? Let's go back. What is it that you want? What is it that you want? When I'm asking you, what is it that you want? That is not extortion. Let's play it again.
What is it that you want? That's what I want. Don't listen what I'm asking you what you want. That's not extortion. I'm asking you what do you want? Because obviously I want this to go away. I don't want to have no difference with it. What do you want?
Period. Ain't nobody extort nobody. So like I said, he don't sound like that. That's why I said I'm gonna wait for them to say something else so I can say what I want to say. Every lie that they tell, I have the truth to back it up with. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. So, that's really that. You would have took the money and put him on blast. There was nothing to put on blast. You know, just learn from this, definitely. You know, at the end of the day, another thing I want to make clear, I really like Dwight for Dwight, you know. But like I said, when you realize that a person changes you know, within conversation, and they're really not, you know, they're really not portraying who they, you know, say that they are and stuff like that, you know, you get leery. And like I said, something was said to me before I found out about him, you know, allegedly going to transgender sex parties and stuff like that or whatever. And, you know, finding out that was kind of disgusting. It definitely put knots in my stomach, because I'm thinking, you know, like, you're a guy, from what I seen at that time, you had a beautiful soul, very goofy, you know, you was just all around, he was just all around, you know, attractive. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I really liked conversation. I really liked, you know, and let me elaborate, relationship. Because a lot of people was like, you weren't in a relationship with him. From my understanding, we had an understanding. So, you know, that's really all that matters. I know that I wasn't in a 2-year, 3-year relationship with this motherfucker. I know that they're like, you know, when you're starting something, you're starting something. I'm not trying to prove that I was talking to, like, everybody's missing the fucking point. The point is, a fucking pastor, somebody that's supposed to encourage, uplift, love, pray, is calling me a fucking faggot in a wig, telling me I'm going to die, telling me to watch my back, telling me that they are having me watched. A pastor. The only thing I wanted was a relationship at that time. When shit went left, I said, now lean back. Bitch, I was out. Okay? So, ain't nobody want to deal with nobody that's motherfucking dealing, you know, fucking damn oh, another thing I want to say.
Okay, enough of that. You guys get the gist of it. If you want to see the full live where he went live, I might upload it to my other channel in its entirety. But anyways, he wants everybody to know that the purpose was not to out Dwight's sexuality or anything like that. The purpose was to expose the pastor. But basically, people would not understand what he was talking about in terms of what was happening with the pastor unless they knew where it was derived from. And that's why he decided to expose Dwight, or talk about Dwight, so that people can understand why he was getting threats or whatever, and understand why his life was in danger. That's pretty much what he said. I just kind of summarized, you know, what he posted later. What do you guys think about this situation? What do you think about all of this? There is a lot of questions as to his credibility. A lot of people assume that, you know, he's just mad that things didn't go right and now he wants to expose him. A lot of people think that it's fake and it's flat out fake and it's made up and it's not true and things like that. I don't know whether it's true or not. And like I said earlier in the video, I don't even know what Dwight Howard sounds like. I don't watch the sports. I don't listen to his interviews. So I don't know even what his voice sounds like to be like, yeah, that's him. No, that's not him. I have no idea. What I do know is it's getting kind of out of hand, all of this expose mess. It's like if you enter into a relationship and you know that this person is on the DL and you know their circumstance, and like I was having a conversation on my other live, and I wanted to do a video on this particularly, when women enter into situations as the side chick and these men enter into situations with these men knowing their status, knowing that they're not comfortable, you know, coming out with this type of information. I think it's whack when people want to expose people because they no longer want to deal with them. If you knew what it was when you entered into this situation, I feel like you should chop it up and take it as it is and move on and go about your business. But according to him, the reason why, according to him, he's coming forward is because his life was in danger. I don't know if he was so threatened and he felt so threatened. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. What do you guys think? Do you think that this was a situation where his life was truly in danger? Or do you think that this was another clout chasing, trying to get clout situation? Let's talk about it in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about it. And all of this stuff is alleged by Mason. This is his words. This is what he thinks. And now I want to know what y'all think. Do you believe any parts of this story? Do you think that him and Dwight was actually acquainted? Do you think that that's Dwight actually on the phone? Were they actually dealing? Are they involved? Are they not involved? What do you guys think about this? Is it clout chasing? Because Mason also started to try to promote his book and told people that, you know, he's selling a book and he got another book coming out. So So is it clout? Is it true? Is it not true? Let's talk about it all in the comments. But before you do that, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any further tea when I deliver it. Also, check the links in the description to my other YouTube channel so you don't miss out on the things that I post on there as well. All right, guys. Peace.